I grew up in one of Jehovah's Witnesses, my whole family. So from that point of view, like I grew up really religious, but in my heart, when I got older as a teenager, I would still have issues that would arise, and it felt like I was being shamed. And where I had somebody come up to me and they said, "You need to have a personal relationship with God." And I was like, I'm trying everything. I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to, but I'm not having that feeling of I'm actually walking with God. And then shortly after, I had my aunt, who I didn't have a lot of like close family. She had passed away in an explosion and made me question God. And I say, why am I going through this? So they actually pushed me into stop being religious altogether, where I was like, well, I guess I'm just not going to be religious. I'm not going to be a witness. I'm going to step away from that. I ended up losing everybody in my congregation, everybody I was close to, everybody in my family. I would equate it to being like lost in the woods. I was just walking in the dark, no flashlight, no map. I had like a veil over my eyes, where happiness, anything that would equate to kindness, happiness, like everything, just, I was like, what is that? What does that mean now for my life? And I was kind of losing this hope for anything. But when you're in a relationship and you're being lied to and you're treated awful, and the pressure on my shoulders was a lot. It almost felt like my brain was being torn apart from the stress. And I tried to commit suicide a couple times, and all I wanted was things to just be quiet, for my brain to shut down, to stop worrying about things. And I said, I can't do this for my kids. They can't think this is normal, because it's not normal. And that's when I made the decision to walk away, and that's what kind of everything like went haywire. I ended up going to the hospital because I tried to commit suicide again. And I called to God, like, please help me. I can't do this. If you are there, like, I'm sorry for everything I've done. I'm sorry that I walked away from you. Please just help me get through this. And I prayed about it, because I was like, okay, I'm gonna pray, and I need to find a community. And that's when I stumbled across a non-denominational church in Walled Lake. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna give God praise. Stuff's still happening, but you know what? I'm still gonna give Him praise. And that's when Christ actually came into my heart. So the feeling was just this like overwhelming warmness, and it almost felt like I was being healed from inside out. But it all started like in my chest. It's like a parent's love, like a father's love, and that's something that I never really had as a child. But I remember feeling it. And I was like, wait, this feels really familiar. And when it hit me, and then I pictured like chains being broken off of me. And I was so overwhelmed, I started crying. And that's when I knew. I was like, this is it. And all my anxiety I've ever felt, all my sadness I've ever felt as a little girl, all my depression, that all vanished. I can't do it alone. I already tried to do it alone, and I failed. I did. Like, I was spiraling. I was like super anxious. I could not control myself at all. My emotions, the problems, my family. I couldn't fix anything. I couldn't help anything. And I was like, there's something missing. And so I tell people, I'm like, it's so simple when you just give it to God, like wholeheartedly. You have to let down your defenses and you say, God, I can't do this alone. These moments that I've experienced God in my life, leading up to and then even after, has kind of restored my faith and maintained my faith, though. And I have people tell me, like, you're overzealous. I'm like, but you have no idea. Like, it's so simple. Like, it's just Jesus. My name's Alicia Mills. I am being baptized because I want to show everybody my declaration of my complete faith, and Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life.